with stories to unfold. Keep your eyes wide open and your soul won't grow cold. In the realm of the strange and the fantastical, lost in the dark, but it's light so magical.
Hey up, it's Steve from Old Yorkshire Geek, and a bit of news, bit of Star Trek news for you this fine evening. Evening for me. Star Trek Starfleet Academy, as we've got a first look over on Entertainment Weekly. Some new images from the upcoming series, which nobody asked for, and I'm not particularly wanting to watch. But what the heck, it's news, so let's have a look. There it is. What are you doing that for? Go over there. So there it is, as I said, from Entertainment Weekly. Links in the description down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe and share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell and all that stuff, and become a member and give me super thanks and super stickers and I don't know, all that cool stuff. Right, where were we? Star Trek Starfleet Academy exclusive first look welcomes new cadets Paul Giamatti's alien transformation. Showrunners give added insights to EW, Entertainment Weekly, ahead of the big Comic-Con panel, and there's an image. Shall I make this a bit bigger? There we go, that's better, isn't it? So there we see some sort of people at rostrums, or is it a dais, or is it a... what's the other word? Whatever. I don't know who they are. Can I recognise anybody in that picture? No, and I don't care. Right, oh, it's Oded Fair. Oh, that's Oded Fair, isn't it? Romeo Carrera, Anthony Natale, and Oded Fair. Where's Anthony Natale? I presume it's one of these fellas, or him. I have no idea. Right, the question the writers of Star Trek ask themselves with every new show is, why is this one unique? Strange New Worlds, now in its third season, embraces camp and experimentation to give us episodes that are either a musical, this was last season, a documentary, or whodunit murder mystery. Picard felt like a nostalgic sequel to Next Generation. No, it didn't. Season 3 did. The first two seasons didn't. While Lower Decks remains the Rick and Morty of the Trek franchise, the best of the new Trek, in my opinion, even though I hated it to begin with, even beyond cancellation, and so on. With Star Trek Starfleet Academy, which is expected to launch its freshman season in 2026, executive producers Alex Kurtzman and Gaia Violo, probably mispronouncing that, apologies Gaia, I bet she's got scatter cushions at home and incense burning and all that stuff. I don't know, I'm just having a laugh. Developed an idea about the next generation, not the Patrick Stewart-led classic series, but of Starfleet, because it's set in the 32nd century. Nobody cares, apart from Alex Kurtzman, and I presume the people in the show. Do they even care, though? I don't know. Right, quote, if you're going to do a show about a young generation facing the future and you want it, as all Star Trek does, to be a mirror that holds itself up to the world as it is now, to situate the show in the halcyon days of the Federation would in some ways be dishonest. Not particularly, because if if Kurtzman understands what Star Trek were all about, the Federation was the shining beacon, the example. The mirror was held up. It were the aliens that people came across, or lost colonies or whatever, that were the mirror of Earth now, not the Federation, not Starfleet. It were the things that the Enterprise crew came up against. Kurtzman, a showrunner on Starfleet Academy with Noga Landau, tells Entertainment Weekly, I'm going to hate this series, and I hate Alex Kurtzman. With a bit of luck, he's gone, or about to be gone, because of this Skydance takeover. There's talk that there's going to be big shake-ups at Paramount, and hopefully he'll be the one to go, but I wouldn't bet on it, because as I've said before, he's a limpet. Like a barnacle on the arse of Star Trek. He won't let go. The halcyon days was a time period when the Federation of Planets enjoyed peace and prosperity. Just to tell us what halcyon days means. Our children, back to the quote, our children are facing a lot of challenges right now, and they are our hope for the future. There's another image. Presume these are the cadets. I don't know, and I don't care. Eating out of tins. Have they got the little ration tins? I thought they were at the academy. They're not bloody in the field, have they? And why do the pads look like the less advanced than the ones from Next Generation or the Berman era? George Hawkins, Bella Shepherd and Carice Brooks. Don't care. As seen in EW's exclusive first look at the show, the latest Trek entry is set in the 32nd century and revolves around the first class of Starfleet cadets at the Academy after 120 years. But they've still got the Academy. So the Academy's, they've been clean, they've been looking after the Academy building and everything for 120 years, keeping it, spick and span, ready just in case Earth rejoined the Federation. Or did Earth still have its Starfleet? It didn't though, did it? It didn't do anything, did Earth? According to Discovery, Starfleet had gone off, done its own thing with its secret headquarters that the writers get mixed up between Starfleet and the Federation. But anyway, whatever. Back to the quote. They've got a lot riding on their shoulders, and they are meant to re-establish and rebuild everything that we all know and love about Star Trek. Kurtzman continues. They convey hope and they search for hope, and that felt like an extremely relevant message to talk about now. No, it don't. No, it doesn't. Because it's Alex Kurtzman telling it, and I don't care, and there'll be nothing original in it because Kurtzman cannot do anything original to save his life. Landau adds, it's wish fulfillment. Every week it's about a new part of coming of age. One week that can be a prank, war erupts another week, a romance begins another week, we encounter an alien species for the first time, and we don't know what the hell we're doing another week. But at the end of every episode, what we want our audience to feel is, I want to go to Starfleet Academy. They'll just be crying all the time, won't they? That's all they'll be doing, they'll just be crying all the time. Even in the deepest, darkest depths of character problems and drama, you get such a good feeling from watching this show of how much you want to be there so badly. Nope. Oh, look, there's Holly Hunter. She plays the captain, doesn't she? Like the Chancellor of the Academy or something. Look, on a bridge, or is it on a training thing? Is it on the bridge of a starship, or is she on a holiday? I don't know. Looks like she's on the bridge of a starship. Don't trust those legs on that chair. Get a bit rocking about a bit, and there's an alien there. Don't know. Is he one of those cat ones? I forgot they are now. Lieutenant Emrys. Is he one of them? Don't know. The creative leads are keeping many of the character details under wraps until the big Star Trek panel at San Diego Comic-Con this Saturday, but they confirm Holly Hunter plays the lead of the series. Oh, there we go. That of the captain and Chancellor of the Academy. I do know some things. I do retain some information occasionally. Landau calls The Incredibles and broadcast news star an incredible force of nature, and notes, we've never seen a captain like this before. She'll be a no-nonsense captain, a bit like she was in Batman vs Superman. She's played that like senator or congresswoman or whatever, where she'll have that thick accent that she's got, hasn't she? Unlike me, I don't have a thick accent, so she'll be all, I'm the captain of this ship, I know she don't talk like that, but that's what it sounds like in my head. Oh God, it's going to be awful. Sandro Ruster plays a key role in the audience's window into the show as a new cadet. One of the key relationships really is between Holly's character and this cadet, Kurtzman says. Once the cadet enters into the school and meets all the other cadets, the balance of the storytelling begins to shift slightly. By the end of the season, of the show, I think it'll only get one season to be honest, you really feel like although I think they have said there is going to be a season 2, I don't think there will. By the end of the season, you really feel like you have this incredible understanding of everybody and how they function as a group. And there's another image. Again, these all seem to be at the Starfleet Academy standing set, don't they? That's what they look like. But we've got lots of names. Lieutenant Commander Belana Torres, look there. What's this for? There's a Bayer, so that's obviously named after Kirsten Bayer, I imagine. Who else we got? Who else? There, Commander Becky M. I think that's Becky Mariner. What does that say? Ambassador Garak. So is this a wall of remembrance? remembering people from 1,000 years ago. Remember, this is, well, nearly 1,000 years in the future of TNG, isn't it? Well, of the original series, so it's like 800 years or so in the future of TNG. Captain Carol Freeman. Oh, there we go. Carol is Beckett Mariner's mother. Oh, there we go. Commander Hugh Culber. So is he dead then? Did he die in Discovery? Because he said during the same time that Discovery's knocking about. So it can't be a Wall of Remembrance. Unless he's dead. Don't know. Anyway. Oh, that's Sandro Roster. So we've got a male lead then, which is a bit weird, isn't it? For Kurtzman Trek. Unless it's absolutely necessary. You know, like, because obviously Strange New Worlds have got a male lead. Not that he does much. But anyway. Another picture. So Sandro Rostrigan standing on a chair. Is he giving a speech, or is he singing, or what is he doing, or has he been told to stand on the chair because he's been an idiot? Stand on the chair, boy. Stand on the chair so I can knock you off. That one of my mates once said his teacher used to tell him that when they were at school. Stand on your chair, boy, so I can knock you off. I doubt it. Kareem Diane, Carice Brooks, George Hawkins, Bella Shepherd and Zoe Steiner also star in the series, it says on, I'll say in, which has already been renewed for a second season. I don't think that's going to happen, which starts filming this year, so it's not in production yet. I think that'll get cancelled. Tatiana, but don't quote me on that. Tatiana Maslany of Orphan Black and She-Hulk Attorney at Law will feature in a recurring guest star role. Marvellous. The showrunners say long-time trekkers, if you're serious, will see familiar colours of earlier Trek shows within the fabric of the new story. Some of that will be overt, like the presence of Tig Notaro's Jet Reno, Oded Fair's Admiral Vance, and Mary Wiseman's Sylvia Tilly, all of whom hail from Star Trek Discovery. Kurtzman and Landau also confirmed viewers will see connections to Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, and even animated kids show Prodigy. Well, we've seen the connection to Voyager with B'Elanna Torres, haven't we? Up there. And Deep Space Nine, we saw Ambassador Garrick, his name. Is that all they mean? We're going to see the names on the wall. We made sure that the halls of our school are properly named for the most legendary people in Starfleet. Landau teasers. Don't care. That uniform looks awful. It does. There's Tig Notaro, by the way. Jet Reno. I must admit, I do like that name. It is a cool name, isn't it? Jet Reno. It sounds like a name from like an 80s detective thing, doesn't it? It's set in Las Vegas or somewhere. Anyway. And there's Robert Picardo as the Doctor. And I think I've seen somewhere he's going to be the Doctor from Voyager. Not the one that we saw in... I forgot what do you call it now, that episode. The one where there were like a copy, like the Doctor's backup program were found on another planet in the Delta Quadrant, like 700 years later or whatever. I forgot the name. Living Witness, not that Doctor from the Living Witness episode, because he set off back, didn't he, to the Alpha Quadrant. But apparently this is the Doctor. But we'll see. You never know with them. They probably don't even know about Living Witness. I bet even Robert Picardo's forgotten. Because they're actors and they don't remember stuff, do they? They can remember the lines, and that's about it, but they don't know the law. As a rule, there are obviously exceptions. And yes, she also notes Robert Picardo returning as the Doctor, that's spelling, Doctor, from Voyager and Prodigy, will continue his story forward in a way that fans of Voyager are going to find really satisfying. I doubt it. Then there's Paul Giamatti, who takes a prominent role as the main villain of the show, a piece of casting that quickly came together after the Oscar nominee started making the press rounds for his 2023 film The Holdovers. He expressed during interviews that his dream role is to play a Klingon in Star Trek. We looked at each other and we went, is he kidding? Well, let's call his agent and find out. Well, it doesn't look like he's playing a Klingon, does he? Well, as you'll see in the picture coming up. Kurtzman recalls, within, I think, less than an hour, his agent called back and said he would love to meet. Here we go. On a Zoom call, Giamatti explained how significant Star Trek was to his relationship with his father. The showrunners gave him the first 5 scripts of their show and offered him 5 different parts. He chose the villain, and there he is. Obviously not a Klingon. Does kind of look familiar, but I don't know how. The ears look familiar. I've seen an alien with ears like that somewhere. I'm sure I will be told what species he is in the comments. Anyway, he had such a great time putting on the makeup. He loved sitting in the chair, Kurtzman adds. We were worried it was going to take too much time, but he said, no, I love it. It really lets me drop into the character. Giamatti's alien transformation is revealed in EW's Starfleet Academy photos, as we've just seen. Character specifics again are being saved for a later time, but Kurtzman does confirm Klingons will be a part of the show. Well, he's not alright, hang on. More specifically, a Klingon hybrid species who are several of our main characters. Could that be Giamatti's particular role? It might be, Kurtzman responds. We'll see. So it's going to be a hybrid of the Kurtzman Klingorks, innit? Definitely. 100%. Not going to be a proper Klingon. It's going to be a Klingork hybrid. Their goal was to create a role that continued the grand tradition of complex Star Trek villains. Giamatti in particular embodies that real-world mirror the showrunner spoke of earlier. Does he? If you say so. I don't even know what that means. And there's Tatiana Maslany and Luciano Fernandez in Star Trek Starfleet Academy, sitting by a window. Is it a kid, that? I have no idea. Another alien. Who's this? Gina Yasher. She's a comedian, isn't she, I think? I'm sure she is. A British comedian. I'm sure I've seen her on, like, Mock the Week and stuff like that. It's like stand-up comedian, if that's what I'm thinking of. Anyway, she plays an alien, look. One of the things that we see all across the world now is how much hate is relied on to sow division between things that connect us as human beings, and how hate is used as a bludgeon to destroy empathy, which I think is ultimately what Star Trek is all about, or is about, Kurtzman explains. Is it? I forgot. I was reading that, but I weren't paying attention to what I was reading. Let's have another read of that. One of the things that we see all across the world now is how much hate is relied on to sow division between things that connect us as human beings, and how hate is used as a bludgeon to destroy empathy, which I think is ultimately what Star Trek is about. No, Star Trek's about solving problems peacefully, if possible, not using hate as a bludgeon. At its core, it's about we may not look the same, but we are the same. Yes, that's what Star Trek is about. Finding that common ground and figuring out a way to understand our differences is at the heart of what Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry was talking about. Yes, he was, so he understands that. Or he's just read it somewhere. Without revealing too much, Kurtzman explains that Giamatti's character represents a tide that has swept across the world, just one of them, in a very profound and upsetting way. He continues. I think he means the galaxy or whatever, probably. Another example of he doesn't understand science fiction. You see that a lot, to be honest, in Hollywood. But anyway, I say this without taking a political stance. Yeah, of course you do. This is part of what it means to invite everybody into the tent. One of my favourite things about Star Trek is that it reaches across the aisle. People on all sides of the political spectrum love it for different reasons. That is something that we really wanted to hold true to here. Okay, that looks like a Klingon, doesn't it? Or one of these Klingon hybrids they're on about. But they're in, they look, you know, this uniform, I'm guessing this is the cadet's uniform from the Academy. But, you know, it looks like a Stargate Atlantis Season 3 and beyond uniform to me. Anyway. Kareem Dayan. Oh, there we go. Bella Shepherd. So are there any humans in this? Landau adds, that's really the whole point of Star Trek, is to remind people of what real sci-fi optimism looks like. Part of that reminder comes from learning how to view others, not through a lens of intolerance and hate and disgruntlement, but through a lens of empathy and unity and peacemaking. Yeah, that's Star Trek 101. Why are you telling us this? We all know this. Even people that are just vaguely aware of Star Trek know that that's what it's all about. Anyway, learn more about Star Trek Starfleet Academy at the Star Trek Hall H panel at Comic-Con this Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Time. So there we go. I think that's it, innit? Is there any comments? If Few comments. No, there's no comments. 'Cause nobody cares about Star Trek Starfleet Academy. I certainly don't. I don't even know when it's coming out. It doesn't tell us that. Maybe we'll find out tomorrow at the Comic-Con panel. But nobody wants to watch this. Not that I know of. Well, yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of people that want to see, because there are some Star Trek fans that'll just watch anything. When Sean Ferrick at Trek Culture does his ups and downs of this show, I'm sure it will have more ups than downs. I don't know why he bothers doing them. Bless him, but I don't know why he bothers, because they're just all ups for the most part. I think even with Section 31, I'm sure there were more ups than downs, but I could be wrong because I didn't watch it because it got my nerves. But anyway, that's by the by. So there we go. It's first look, pictures. It looks very, colourful, and sure it cost a lot of money, and I bet a lot of it is filmed in this standing set, because they've gone on about how this Starfleet Academy, they built this huge standing set. So a lot of it will be there. I don't know how much flying in spaceships will do, starships, but I don't care. They're sticking with the horrible Starfleet Delta with the line down the middle. They're always wanting, we don't want division, but yet they start off with the Starfleet logo with a dividing line down the middle. Why? Don't know. Because they're breaking Star Trek, that's why. That's my psychological review of that. But anyway, so there we go. So the first look images. Don't care. Not interested in the least. So we will leave it there. I got cross then because I don't want to see it. I just want him to go, and I want to get proper Star Trek. I mean, give the fellow that did Star Trek Lower Decks, I forgot his name, Mike McMahon, give him a live-action Star Trek series. Give him a showrunner thing of a Star Trek live-action series. Let him continue, because he knows about Star Trek. Let him do it. See how he does with a non-comedy thing. That's what I'd do. I would. I really would. But anyway, we'll leave it there. We will leave it there. As I said, don't forget to like and subscribe and share and all that stuff, and become a member. But yeah, don't care about Star Trek Starfleet Academy. So thanks for watching, and wherever you are, look after each other, and until next time, I'll see you there.
That old Yorkshire geek with stories.